Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. In today's video, we're looking at another small block ship, which is a general purpose ship called Stellers Jay Starship, which is this lovely thing that I'm currently standing on. So this is a, well, very unique ship because it has openable panels on the side there, so you can see these sections of dark blue blocks, where we press those buttons, what's going to happen is they're going to open up, allow us to access all the internals of the ship, to easily repair them up, add more stuff on there if we wanted to, and we'll do general maintenance work. So as you can see there, we've got a medium cargo container, conveyor converters, O2H2 generators, oxygen tanks, a bunch of conveyors, and more of everything to make this ship fly. Able to close this up, come to the opposite side. Here we go. Press that button. And there we are once again. We've got the exact same setup. So we've got two on both sides. We've got plenty of stuff to play around with this thing. And of course, plenty of stuff if one side does get damaged. Closing this up and landing my character back down like this. That'll have to do. Now come back into the free camera. Moving the camera slightly away here. Here we go. Pressing F10. Find this in the spawn menu. Stellers Jay Starship. It's 2,821 small blocks. Using the Automaton, Warhead 2, Sparks of the Future, Deck Block number 3, and Heavy Industry DLC pack. We've also got a nice bit of information about it saying it can fly in the Earth-like planet gravity, but only work like that if you are careful with what's loaded onto the ship. If you load up a bunch of heavy resources, it will come crashing down, but at least you do have the warning before you actually try out the ship. So giving this thing a thumbs up, move around towards the very front, have a quick look around the outside, have a quick look at the interior because we do have a very teeny tiny interior to play around with, and of course, like usual, there'll be linked to the Skybox I'm currently using. It's just a lovely swirly cloud in the background, then the usual starry sky right above it. Anyway, back down to the ship. This is what we get at the very front. It's a bunch of dark and light blue steel blocks to make up the main body of the ship. If we were to get a little bit closer, we'll see some window blocks, but right behind there is going to be our inside, and of course our seat to drive this thing around. To the left and right of that, that's our gatling guns to blast enemies with, which is the only guns that appear on this ship. So like I said at the very start, this thing's not going to be very good for heavy combat encounters, but for a singular drone, that's going to be adequate enough. But anything bigger than a drone, the ship's going to be in trouble. So you will need to skedaddle away if you do come across a very big ship. To the left and right of that, we then got some hydrogen thrusters to help slow this thing down, which is one of 3 thrusters that appear on this ship. Round towards the back, we've got ion thrusters, and you can just about make out atmospheric sitting on top of those little fins at the back there. Anyway, putting away from there, move around onto the side, we'll see even more of our dark and light blue steel blocks. Until we get round to the very edge of this thing, we're going to see some lights to light up the darkness, and 3 hydrogen thrusters to help move us left and right. Dropping down slightly, we'll then see some ion thrusters to also help on our left and right, then once more, the more lights to light up the darkness. Move around towards the very back of this thing, we then got some more ion thrusters, more hydrogen thrusters, and then the doorway in the middle that leads into a small airlock. They'll then go towards the front of the ship. There's a very clear view of our atmospheric thrusters sit on our side fins at the top. Then moving all the way up and looking down this thing, more ion thrusters, more hydrogen thrusters. Then of course the armored panels that lift up and down with a click of a button to reveal all of our internals. There's our windows where we can peer down into our seat to control this ship. Then we will come down underneath this thing. Here we go. Putting my light on before we go all the way down. There's some magnetic plates to hook this thing up. One hell of a lot of hydrogen thrusters and a couple more atmospheric thrusters keep this thing in the air on the Earth-like planets. There's a connector in the middle. There's a couple access panels for you to play around with. Then towards back there, a few beam blocks and some other blocks. I'm not too sure what they actually are, but they are there for decoration. And there we go. That's a brief look around the outside of Stellers Jay Starship. That's bloody fantastic how it's all been set up. I absolutely love these panels on the side here where we just press these, open it up, do maintenance work if we need to. Yeah, sure, it's going to be very vulnerable to actually getting attacked from the top of this thing, so those panels are not going to protect it for long. But it's still nice to open it up, say access this, load stuff in and out, and once you're done, close it up. Now it's nice and neatly tucked away. But now what I've got to do is come around towards the very back of the ship, time to head on inside. We'll go through all of this. So landing down on this very handy little platform, right there we go. You know, open up this door, and walk all the way through, close up behind me. There's a survival kit to respawn on, of course to recharge yourself. Looking down, not too much. Looking up, there's a little light. We can open up this, and now we're on the inside. So got a little seat for your passenger to sit on. There's a cargo access, load a few things in there if you want to. And around onto the side, there's an ore detector, so we can go out about to get for ore patches, report it back to base for your mining ship to come out and, well, go mine it up. Over to the opposite side, not too much else to talk about. Popping into the seat, first-person view, there's an antenna to make sure you don't always find this thing. Then looking down, there's our power and hydrogen. Well, not too much else to talk about. Coming to third-person view, these are controls we get. So number 1's going for your gatling guns, we fire them both together. There we are. Moving slightly down, number 4 and number 5 through magnetic plates to lock and unlock them, and your connector to lock and unlock that. Number 8 is then for your hydrogen engines to turn that on and off. And then number 9 is for your parachutes, just in case you get into a bit of pickle, so you overloaded it with weight, and now you're very quickly coming down to the ground. Over to tab number 2, we then got our inset lights to turn them on and off. Number 3 is for our interior lights to turn them on and off. 4 is for your beacon, 5 for your antenna, 6 is for your survival kit, then 7, 8 and 9 is for your hinges, which is for this top section right here that we saw at the very start of the video. Pressing number 7 is going to turn them on and off, and we've got number 8 and number 9 to lift them up and down. So there we go, we now reveal all of our internals, then put them all the way down. Then once they're fully closed, we press number 7, then no matter what we press here, they will not open up because they are now locked in place. Over to tab number 3, we've got nothing else, it's time to drive this thing around and see how it handles. So moving forwards, well, we are not very fast, but as it stated on the Steam Workshop page, it's not intended for combat, it's not intended for really anything, it's just a general purpose ship to fly around with in survival mode, and while the creator does enjoy flying the ship, which is all that matters at the end of the day. Come to a stop, we are very slow compared to moving forward, so you may want to do a 180 to stop this a bit quicker, and luckily we do have the gyroscope controls to actually do that. Well, as you can see there, it does make one hell of a difference. Once that comes to a stop, we then move left, and then moving right, we are very slow with that. Moving down, and then moving up. Moving up is much faster, but that's to be expected, because we can go on the planet. Then as for gyroscope controls, as you saw, got a nice bit of control over this, a nice hint of weight, which is what I always like on a ship. And well, it certainly suits the size of the ship and what it's trying to do. So with that all done and out of the way, the only thing left to do is, well, crash it into an asteroid. But I don't want to crash this into an asteroid. What I am going to do is plant a warhead in there, blow it up, because I haven't done that for quite some time. Coming to the free camera, here we go, hiding all of that, pressing number 3. And there we go, that was a nice bit of damage, and we've really hollowed out the ship. I am still in the front of the ship, ready to drive the thing around. We still got some ion thrusters, look at that, they are trying to fly this thing around, but our hydrogen thrusters are offline, and well, a lot of our internals have gone. Yes, that's that for Stellers Jay Starship. It's a fantastic looking ship, with very nice opening flaps to access the internals. I'd highly recommend downloading it just to check them out yourself. And of course there will be a link to the description below, as well as a link to Skybox I'm currently using. I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.